summary of the Assam Tribune, 15th to 17th September 2020. Number 1. Political party. Registration of political parties is governed by the provisions of Section 29A of the Representation of the People Act 1951 or RPA Act 1951. A party that seeks registration have to submit an application to the Commission within a period of 30 days following the date of its formation. This is guided by the Article 324 of the Commission of India and Section 29A of the Representation of the People Act 1951. The Representation of the People Act sets down certain conditions for a political party to form and get registered by the Election Commission of India. Number 1, it must consist only of Indian citizens. Number 2, it must call itself a political party set up for the purpose of contesting elections to the parliament and state legislature and for no other purposes. Number 3, it must have at least 100 registered electors as its members. The Election Commission of India decides which party gets which symbol. Only parties that are recognized by the Election Commission of India can reserve symbol for their own exclusive use. Number 2, National Party. To be eligible for a national political party of India, Election Commission has set up the following criteria. Number 1, it secures at least 6% of the valid votes polled in any 4 or more states at a general election to the House of the People or to the State Legislative Assembly. And number 2, in addition, it wins at least 4 seats in the House of the People Lok Sabha from any state or states, or number 3, it wins at least 2% seats in the House of the People, that is 11 seats in the existing House having 543 members, and these members are elected from at least 3 different states. Number 3, State Party. To be eligible for a state political party, the Election Commission has set the following criteria. Number 1, it secures at least 6% of the valid votes polled in the state at a general election, either to the House of the People or to the Legislative Assembly of the state concerned. And number 2, in addition, it wins at least 2 seats in the Legislative Assembly of the state concerned, or number 3, it wins at least 3% of the total number of seats in the Legislative Assembly of the state, or at least 3 seats in the assembly, whichever is more. Number 4, Association of Southeast Asian Nation. It is established in 1994. It is a regional organization which is established to promote political and social stability amid rising tension among Asia's Pacific's post-colonial states. ASEAN is composed of 27 members. The 10 Asian members are Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand and Vietnam. The 10 Asian dialogue partners are Australia, Canada, China, European Union, India, Japan, New Zealand, Republic of Korea, Russia and United States. Other nations are Bangladesh, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Mongolia, Pakistan, Sri Lanka and Timor-Leste. There is one Asian observer, that is Papua New Guinea. Number 5, United Nations Human Rights Council. The Human Rights Council is an intergovernmental body within the United Nations system made up of 47 states. This body is responsible to promote and protect human rights around the globe. It addresses situation of human rights violation and make recommendations on them. The Council is made up of 47 UN member states which are elected by the United Nations General Assembly through a direct and a secret ballot. Members of the Council serve for a period of 3 years. They are not eligible for immediate re-election after serving 2 consecutive terms. The sessions are held at the UN office in Geneva, Switzerland. If 1/3 of the member states so request, the Human Rights Council can decide at any time to hold a special session to address human rights violation and emergencies. Number 6, Agri-marketing reforms. 3 bills tabled to allow barrier-free trading of farm goods, contract farming. The three bills are the Farmer Produce Trade and Commerce Bill, the Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Services Bill 2020, the Essential Commodities Amendment Bill 2020. The Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Bill 2020 allows intrastate, that is within the state and interstate trade of farmers' produce beyond the physical premises of APMC markets or mandis. State governments are prohibited from levying any market fee, cess or levy outside APMC areas. The Farmers Empowerment and Protection Agreement on Price Assurance and Farm Services Bill 2020 for contract farming through an agreement between a farmer and a buyer prior to the production or rearing of any farm produce. It provides for a three-level dispute settlement mechanism: the conciliation board, subdivisional magistrate and appellate authority. The Essential Commodities Amendment Bill 2020 allows the central government to regulate the supply of certain food items only under extraordinary circumstances like war and famine. Stock limits may be imposed on agricultural produce only if there is a steep price rise. Number 7, Minimum Support Price (MSP). It is a form of market intervention by the Government of India to ensure agricultural producers against any sharp fall in farm prices. The minimum support prices are announced by the Indian government at the beginning of the sowing season for certain crops on the basis of the recommendation of the Commission for Agricultural Cost and Prices (CACP). MSP is price fixed by the Indian government to protect the producers, farmers, against excessive fall in price during bumper production years. The minimum support prices are a guarantee price for their produce from the government. The major objectives are to support the farmers from distressed sale and to procure food grains for public distribution. In case the market price for the commodity falls below the announced minimum price due to heavy production and glut in the market, government agencies purchase the entire quantity offered by the farmers at the announced minimum price. Number 8. Directorate General of Civil Aviation (DGCA). It is the regulatory body in which field of civil aviation primarily dealing with safety issues. It is responsible to regulate air transport services and to enforce civil air regulations, air safety and airworthiness standards. It also coordinates all regulatory functions with the International Civil Aviation Organization (ICAO). DGCA's headquarters is in New Delhi. Number 9. MSME. Its existing and revised definition. In the earlier MSME classification, the criteria was investment in plant and machinery or equipment, and a classification was done based on manufacturing and services enterprises. In the revised MSME classification, there is a composite criteria of investment and annual turnover. Also, the difference between the manufacturing enterprises and the services enterprises has been removed. So, the revised classification is for micro enterprises for manufacturing and services, the investment should be less than rupees 1 crore and turnover should be less than rupees 5 crore. For small enterprises, investment should be less than rupees 10 crore and turnover should be less than rupees 50 crore. Medium enterprises, investment should be less than rupees 20 crore and turnover should be less than rupees 100 crore. Number 10. TRAI or Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. It is the independent regulator of the telecommunications business in India. TRAI is a statutory body set up by the Indian government under Section 3 of the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India Act 1997. It aims to regulate telecom services and tariffs in India. Citizenship Amendment Act or CAA stands for Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 that was passed in the Parliament on December 11, 2019. The Act amended the Citizenship Act of 1955, allowing Indian citizenship for Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi and Christian religious minorities from the neighboring Muslim majority countries of Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan. Under CAR 2019 amendment, migrants who entered India by December 31, 2014 and had suffered religious persecution or fear of religious persecution in the country of origin were made eligible for citizenship by the new law. The new amendment triggered widespread protests across the country, including National Capital Region, for discrimination on the basis of religion. Number 12, National Livestock Mission or NLM. It is an initiative of the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. The mission, which commenced from 2014 to 15, has the objective of sustainable development of the livestock sector. It seeks to ensure quantitative and qualitative improvement in livestock production system and capacity building for all stakeholders. The mission is formulated with the objective of sustainable development of the livestock sector, focusing on improving the availability of quality feed and fodder. Number 13, BTAC and BTAD. The Bodoland Territorial Council, in short BTC, was constituted under the 6th schedule to the Constitution of India in 2003 after signing of Memorandum of Settlement on February 10, 2003 between Indian government, Assam government and BLT to fulfill economic, educational and linguistic aspirations and the preservation of land rights, socio-cultural and ethnic identity of the Boros, and to speed up the infrastructure in Bodoland Territorial Council area. Recently, there has been an agreement between stakeholders to redraw and rename the BTAD or Bodoland Territorial Area District as the Bodoland Territorial Region or BTR in Assam. BTR would include the villages which are dominated by Boros but are outside BTAD presently. Villages with non-Boro population would be excluded from it. BTAD is spread over 4 districts of Kokrajhar, Sirang, Baksa and Udalguri. Number 14, Section 144. Section 144 has been used in the past to impose restriction as a means to prevent protest that can lead to unrest or riots. It was introduced in 1861. Imposition of Section 144 of CRPC authorizes the executive magistrate of any state or territory to issue an order to prohibit the assembly of 4 or more people in an area. According to the law, every member of such unlawful assembly can be booked for engaging in rioting. This restriction could be imposed in a specific locality or in the entire town. The defining aspect of imposing such a restriction is the assessment of the situation by the district administration that it has the potential to cause unrest or danger to peace and tranquility in such an area due to certain disputes. Number 15, Essential Commodities Act ECA. The Lok Sabha passed the Essential Commodities Amendment Bill by a voice vote on Tuesday evening. The bill amends the Essential Commodities Act 1955 and proposes to deregulate the production, storage, movement and sale of several foodstuffs like cereals, pulses, edible oils and onions except in the case of extraordinary circumstances. The bill is meant to replace an ordinance promulgated in June in the wake of the COVID-19 lockdown. The ECA or Essential Commodities Act was enacted in 1955. The Act provides for the control of production, supply, distribution, trade and commerce in any farm good deemed essential and in the interest of the general public. Once a notification is issued, anybody trading or dealing in a commodity like wholesaler or retailers or even importers are prevented from stockpiling it beyond a certain quantity. It protects consumers against irrational spikes in prices of essential commodities. The government has invoked the Act several times to ensure adequate supplies. It cracks down on hoarders and black marketers of such commodities. Number 16, Asian Development Bank or ADB. It was established in the year 1966. Its headquarters is at Manila, Philippines. It has 67 members from the Asia Pacific region. It has been modeled on the lines of the World Bank. Japan holds the largest share, followed by USA, China, and India. Its aim is social development by reducing poverty in the Asia Pacific with inclusive growth, sustainable growth, and regional integration. ADB invests in infrastructure, health, public administration system, helping nations to reduce the impact of climate change and to manage natural resources. ADB invests in infrastructure, health, public administration system, helping nations to reduce the impact of climate change and to manage natural resources. Number 17, Udan, Ure Desh Ka Aam Nagrik. It is launched in 2017 April. It's a flagship scheme of the Union government to enable air operation on unserved routes, connecting regional areas to promote balanced regional growth and to make flying affordable for masses. The Udan scheme is a key component of the National Civil Aviation Policy (NCAP) that was launched in June 2016. Its primary objective is to facilitate or stimulate regional air connectivity by making it cheap and affordable. Number 18, Arundhati Gold Scheme. It is a Government of Assam initiative under which the government gives assistance of Rs 40,000 to brides to incur gold expenditure. The marriages have to be solemnized on or after 1st December 2019 and registered on or after 1st January 2020. The marriage should be registered under Special Marriage Act 1954. Bride and groom should have attained 18 and 21 years respectively for marriage registration. Total income of parents of the bride should be below Rs 5 lakh per annum. Assistance to be given for first marriage of bride only. They have to produce HSLC or equivalent exam. No minimum educational qualification criteria for Adivasis and T-tribe community. Number 19, Clause 6. In February 2019, a central government appointed committee under retired High Court Judge Biplab Kumar Sharma had submitted its recommendation to implement Clause 6 of the Assam Accord. Its brief was to define the Assamese people and suggest measures for the safeguard of their rights. Clause 6 of the Assam Accord was signed in 1985 after the Assam agitation. It envisages appropriate constitutional, legislative, and administrative safeguards should be provided to protect, preserve, and promote the cultural, social, linguistic identity and heritage of the Assamese people. The clause was inserted to safeguard the socio-political rights and culture of the indigenous people of Assam. However, no government has passed any legislation since 1950. Number 20, National Human Rights Commission. It is an independent statutory body established in 1993 as per provisions of Protection of Human Rights Act 1993 and is later amended in 2006. This act also provides to create State Human Rights Commission. It was established in conformity with the Paris Principle adopted for the promotion and protection of human rights in Paris and endorsed by the General Assembly of the United Nations on December 1993. It is a multi-member body which consists of a chairman and 7 other members appointed by the President on recommendation of high-powered committee headed by Prime Minister. Out of the 7 members, 3 are ex-officio members. The chairman is a retired Chief Justice of India or a judge of the Supreme Court. It is only a recommendatory body, that is, it can only make recommendation without the power to enforce decisions. It does not have any mechanism of investigation. In majority cases, it asks the concerned central and state government to investigate the cases of the violation of human rights.